What?
Okay, we're recording now.
Yeah, now we're recording. Everything's all right. I'm sorry I had to exit you.
No, you're fine. You're good. It's good.
No, no, is that last time I did the interview with the British guy, I didn't film it. So yeah, it was the biggest problem because I was so happy. It was one of my favorite interviews with a guy from Oxford, and I had lots of fun doing it. And then he disappeared.
Oh,
And
it
I had
sucks.
to check it. It's right, but now everything's right, and I'm here with you, and I hope we have fun.
Thank you for inviting me. This is so fun. I'm really excited. Can I ask you why did you pick me? Why did you want to interview me?
Okay.
I'm
Uh,
interviewing you right now.
no, no, it's a back and forth. No worries.
Okay.
Is it well, you were really interesting. Your fashion. Oh, to me, what was really interesting about you was your fashion thing. So
Okay.
you design. Well, I'm not. You'll explain to me later. But I think you design clothes, and you're like into, all of this fashion design, modeling, and I've never talked with someone from this industry, so I think it would be a great opportunity to talk with you, and I think you'll be really big in the future. So that's
I
why.
thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And probably I've seen you before too. So
You've seen what?
no, probably I've seen you before too when you were.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Where?
I don't remember really good, but I
It's
think I've seen you before.
maybe okay, it could be we can talk more about it. I've done ads like promotion video, not promotion videos, but
No, no,
like
no,
ads.
no. I've seen you a lot of times on social media, but
Oh,
I'm
like in
saying like
person.
in person. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we can talk about it later then.
Probably a basketball match at your school or something. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Who knows? Probably yes, probably not. And well, okay. How's your fashion school? How's all of that?
Do you want me to tell you about like the
Tell me
school
everything.
first or like
Everything.
I'm sorry if there's a lot of noise. I live in an apartment
Don't
and
hear
there's,
nothing. There's no
there's
one.
always like sirens and police officers and
It's
everything.
Miami. It's kind of a crazy city. I
It's
understand.
Miami. There's a lot of noise. Yeah. And I live right next to a club. So it's always
A
like,
nightclub.
yeah, nightclub. 11 and Space, which are like really big nightclubs. I can't go. But anyways,
Okay.
so how I got into the fashion world, I
Why
started
why
so
did you decided going there first?
first to Marangoni. Okay, so I guess I started doing research on fashion schools and I saw the one in Milan, Marangoni in
Yeah.
Milan, because Marangoni is Italian. And there's schools in Paris, in Shanghai, Milan, and here in Miami. And I actually started taking Italian classes and I was gonna do IB. But then through like my IB 11th grade, um, there was a summer camp here in the Marangoni of Miami. And I signed up and I came here for 2 weeks and I fell in love with everything. Also, I was born here in the United States, which means I have my visa, so I don't have to get a student visa. So that made it easier for me to come here first. And second, the teachers are so nice. They support you so, so much. And just being there 2 weeks, I realized how much like appreciation I had for these people and how much I admired them. And I wanted to be
Yeah.
surrounded by people who were in the industry and who were gonna help me like grow. So that's kind of why
So
I chose.
since you were a kid, you just wanted to design clothes. That's it.
Yes, I mean, I was a dancer when I danced for like 10 years and
Yeah.
we were always dressing up in like this costumes like super elaborate with a lot of decoration
Yeah.
and I was always like interested in the fabrics. So I started sewing when I was like 9 years old and my mom got me a sewing machine but I didn't like I left it for like 5 years and I started sewing again in quarantine in COVID because I was really
Yeah,
bored.
I think you had a store here.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did.
How was that? How did that work out?
So I started sewing like 2020. Yes, when the pandemic started, like in April. And there was like this trend of like contrast stitching, like the stitches like you would sew the other way around, so you would see like the stitches of the clothing.
Okay.
I can show you photos of my work so you can kind of understand.
Yeah, I don't understand a lot of
Okay.
that.
So there was this trend, and I just started sewing with like my other machine. It's called how do you call it? A serger machine. And I started doing that, and then people like I started posting on my normal Instagram, and people wanted to see more. Look, I'm gonna show you what I mean. So
Okay.
you know how you can see the lines, like the blue lines?
That's what you're talking about. Those
That's a
lines.
stitch. Yes, that's a contrast stitch. It's like the backwards. It goes like instead
Mm,
of like being
okay.
inside, you can see it from the outside. So I started sewing like that, and there was a lot of small businesses, and I was like, okay, like I'm gonna do my own. Like I want to try this,
Yeah.
and people really liked it. So I started like going from sewing it by myself, and I was still learning to I had like my last month that I was there. I had to get a it's called Vitalier. They would help me sew because I had a lot of like
Mm.
people asking for the t-shirts, and they would help me sew them. So it was really crazy because
Well, that's another thing I appreciate about you. Like I've seen your willingness to do things, and that's some you're scared of being scared. You don't fear nothing. Well, I don't know you, but what I've seen by you. So you're in Miami. I don't know how old you are. You're probably like 18, 17.
I just turned 18 like
Yeah,
2 months
and
ago.
like
Yeah,
when
2 months ago.
I turned 18 2 months ago too.
When? What day?
January 23rd.
Oh, I'm the 4th of February.
Oh, okay. So I'm older than you. Like,
Yes.
well, yeah, and I've seen that you, you know, like when you see a 17-year-old in Miami by herself and doing these businesses, that's something that I appreciate about you. And I don't even
Thank
know you, but I appreciate that.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so it's like the name is Ame, right? I'm not doing it right now because with school and everything, I have a lot to like take on and work with. And I would do it on and off when I was in Costa Rica because I had IB. But I was always trying my best to like kind of come up with new concepts. And
Yes, school sucks a lot.
I know it's hard.
Like,
I mean,
like,
I love fashion school, but I also have a job here now, so it's a lot.
yeah, you cannot do stuff. Like, you cannot do interviews if you're in school. You cannot do AME if you're in school. Like, you cannot work if you're at school. Like, I don't know. I think it's a waste of time, if I'm honest.
I mean, high school or like university?
Both.
Both? Really?
Well, I
No.
will, I will, okay, I will certainly go to university because I will go to France. And I think that's like the biggest risk I can take. So that's why I'm taking it. It's my third language, another continent, literally like more than 12 hours away in a plane from where I live right now. So I will take that. But I don't know. I don't know. If I were here, I don't think I will go to university for months.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I came here. I'm gonna tell you how I ended up here because
Oh,
it's a crazy story. I was doing IB, right? I told you. So I'm supposed like I had to do this year, like 12th grade this year, 2022, but I dropped out. Like my mom told me, like,
yeah.
my mom is like, don't say you dropped out. And I'm like, but I kind of did. Because what I did was I was taking 11th grade IB program certificates, and I applied for Marangoni. And my mom was like, okay, if you get a scholarship, you can go. I got the scholarship.
Wow.
Yes. And I applied to like come here in May, but they told me in the email, like, we would love if you could come in January. So I was like, Mom, please. And she was like, no, like this was happening like in October and November. So I had like 2 months, 1 month to like plan everything because school started the 10th of January. So I very low key got a roommate. We found an apartment. we did everything. I presented my mom like, hey, scholarship, this is my budget, this is the apartment, this is my roommate. And she was like, okay, you have everything. Like, what can I do now? Like, I'm gonna let you go. So it was a really fast process. It was really crazy, but it's definitely worth it. It's been hard to adapt though, but I love it.
But you haven't finished high school yet.
No, I did. What I did was I graduated the national bachelor's instead of the IB. So I
Oh.
kind of switched programs.
Hey, you
I
didn't
took
finish
both,
the
like
IB, but you
yeah,
did
I
the
didn't
high
finish.
school of your country.
I took the FADO exams and did the national one.
You did FADO.
Yes,
That
FADO.
sucks a lot.
It's awful.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's something real. When we're this age and well, people like us that want to do stuff, crazy stuff, and want to get out and you know go out to the wilderness. If we present our parents with a full prepared plan,
True.
they will say yes. Like if you
That's
tell
normally
them
how
like,
it goes.
hey, I will go out, they will say, no, you'll not go out. And if you tell them, hey, I'm gonna go out, this is the apartment, this is whom I'm staying with, this is how much it costs, this is when I'm living. Now, what do you think about it? Now they will say, oh my God, this guy or this my kid just did so much work.
True.
And at the end of the day, I think they're even proud of us.
It's true. Yes, my mom, I miss her a lot and she misses me. She tells me every day, but she's really proud, which is nice because I came here and my parents never told me like you need to get a job. But the university, like they send us like this job listings every month. So opportunities for like jobs and work in the fashion industry. So
Hmm.
I applied to one, my first job, and I got it. And I told her, and she was really like happy and proud. So now I have low-key a shopping addiction. So now I can spend it with my money. And I'm not being like
Yeah. There's a guy called, well, Conor McGregor. He says that he has an unhealthy obsession with spending money, but he has a healthy obsession with making it. So if you make it, you can spend it.
exactly a balance.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you spend less than what you make, then don't worry, everything is all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to
So,
see. I don't know if I'm doing that. True.
and how's overall Miami? Like describe it.
Miami's great. Like I thought it was gonna be really like hot weather, but when I came here, January was like 9 degrees, 10 degrees Celsius.
Cool.
Yes, it was
Cool.
really cold, and now it changes, which I know happens. You can be like just walking and it's really hot, and then there's like wind and it rains for 5 minutes and it stops. But apart from that, I think like the hardest challenge has been the social life. In
Social
Costa
life.
Rica, yeah, in Costa Rica, I had my
Oh.
friend group, and actually something um that I wanted to mention was I was bullied when I was in the British school before I switched schools, and I was bullied.
Oh.
Yes, I was
Why?
bullied.
Why? Okay, go ahead.
What? Okay,
Okay,
I was.
this is something important. People, they usually make fun of the smartest people.
Yes, that's the thing. I was class president, 6th and 7th grade. I would like do this. I would do like this documents for like my classmates for like so they could study for exams and stuff. Um, but there was like this girl and she would bully me a lot. And she started like bullying me with like my weight and how I looked and my appearance. So I got an eating disorder. This is
Oh,
something I talk about like openly. I don't really like I got over it, but
okay.
I feel like a lot of people struggle with it. So I got an eating disorder and I hated fashion. Like I hated having to like dress up and like wearing stuff because I would be so insecure. But then I kind of like found its way around, and I started dressing like the way I loved, and that's how I kind of like gained my confidence back. And that's how I got into the fashion world and started loving it. So in Costa Rica, like that's a little bit of what I wanted to tell you. But my social life, it's never been like how it used to be, like how people see it when I was living in Costa Rica.
Hmm.
Like I was a really shy little girl with no self-confidence. And when I moved schools, I got my friend group and I love my friends. Like I talk to them every day. But here, like you can go out to like bars and clubs if you're 21. And I'm one of the youngest ones in like the university because I'm 18.
Hmm. So
So like
it's difficult for you to make friends.
my friends, I mean, I'm friends with them, like, but they're normally like 20, 21, and they go out and I
Hmm.
can't
Yeah, you're 18, you cannot go to a
because
club.
I'm the young one. And the thing is, Marangoni is really small. Like there's like 500 students. So like people are like, okay, so go to UM or FIU and
Yeah,
make friends.
yeah, go to
No,
UM and make lots of friends. Do that.
I'm not just gonna pop up in the campus and be like, hi, I
You
need
can do
friends.
that. Yeah, you certainly can. Why wouldn't you do that?
Because I'm telling you, I'm shy.
You're not shy. You're doing lots of great stuff. That's shy people don't do that. Well, at least, okay, you may be shy in the inside, but you
Yeah,
have the willingness to improve yourself.
true, that's true. It's kind of it's it's weird. I feel like that like talking about Miami, that's like the hardest part. But I also feel like everyone new is trying to make friends. So like everyone is
Miami is literally a city to make friends. Like it is a party city. You can
no, but
make lots of friends there.
the thing is like honestly, it's funny, but it's sad. You meet like the in the street, guys would like they do like come up and talk to me. And like you're like, oh my God, I have a friend. No, they're just hitting on you and they just wanna take you out and stuff. So no. Um Girls are really nice. I'm just kind of intimidated by older girls. They scare me. So,
You shouldn't be
so it's kind
intimidated
of
by
hard to
no
make
one.
friends. Yeah, I
Uh,
feel like that's the one thing I miss about Costa Rica. Like my family and my friends.
okay, I understand the family part, but the friends part, you can do something about it. Like, okay, you'll never get another dad or mom, or I don't know if you have siblings. You'll never get another one of those. But you can certainly get lots of friends. Like, okay, for example, I think of it this way. I've lived lived in the United States for some months when I was a kid. And I was really scared because here in Costa Rica, I didn't have lots of friends. But when you think of the bigger picture, Costa Rica is a really small country. And it's
Yes.
actually, when it's really small, it's even more difficult to make friends because there's less people. So when I went to the United States, I was, holy shit, there's a shitload of people here. Like I can talk to someone and I'll never see them again. So I can try crazy shit. Well, not crazy shit, but the stuff that I wouldn't usually
Yeah,
do in
getting out
Costa
of your
Rica.
comfort zone.
Yeah. And I'll never see them again. So you can think of it that way. You're in Miami, there's, I don't know how many people are in UM, probably 30,000, something like that.
In UM?
Yeah.
Yes, in FIU they're like 50,000. I know, crazy.
If I use really close to you, right?
Yes, it is really close.
Okay, you can just show up, go to a basketball game. Like if I were in Miami, I would just go to a basketball game. There's a 20,000 people stadium. It's really easy. Like out of 20,000, you're telling me you cannot be friends with five.
True. No
Like
guys. No guys though.
you think guys and girls cannot be friends?
No, I can. But like, okay. I was friends with a guy and I thought we were really good friends and he started hitting on me and I was really sad and
Hmm.
disappointed. I was like, no, I didn't want this. So like now I'm just leaning towards being friends with girls and then getting like a friend group. Yeah. I mean, it's also my second month here, almost my third. So I have my friends, like I love my friends here. Um, but it's not like a friend group like the one I
Give
had
it
back home.
time. Give it time. Give it time. Give it time. Like you've been there 2 months. Like you're
You know,
just
like my weekends are laying home in my sofa watching Netflix and studying.
okay. Parties in Costa Rica are quite crazy. I would give you that.
Oh, crazy?
Yeah, in Costa Rica,
Oh yeah,
like
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
I'm
like
really sad because I'm 18 and I can't go to La Calle and I want to go so bad, right? And I can't.
so I'm not a big fan of university, but right now I'm studying in the University of Costa Rica.
Mhm.
And after what, like I think that in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we're gonna have Semana U, which I don't know if you know what that
It's
is.
crazy. I've heard about
Yeah,
it.
like I don't know what I'm gonna do actually. Like
Have fun. Just have fun.
that it's I don't
Have
know. I don't
fun
know.
for me. Well, no, I'm actually going to Costa Rica in like 2 or 3 weeks, the 18th of April. So maybe I'll see you in la calle.
Okay, you can see me, but not in like I guess.
Así que.
No, I don't do that. I'm a healthy guy. I'm a guy that believes, you're, I love cars. So I think that I'm a car, right? So
Yeah.
food and drinks and these things, they're gasoline for you. So you need to, you need to put in the right stuff, not the bad stuff.
I'm
So
gonna
that,
send me to university. Sorry, I cut you off.
yeah, no, don't
Is
worry.
it changes you in that way. Like it's good that you're this way now, but like when I was back home, I'm gonna tell you a story. My mom would be so disappointed to hear this
Don't
again.
worry.
The day I like my graduation, I drank a lot. I fainted when I was home and I opened my head, right? It was crazy. My mom said, like, you're not ready to go, like, live by yourself, blah, blah, blah. She was right. But I moved here and I have so much work, like school work plus my actual job. And right now I'm working on being an influencer. I'm a micro influencer that I have no time to like go out. And if I do, drinks are so expensive and it's so scary that I almost never drink and I don't even like it anymore.
Yeah, because it is not good.
No, it's not.
Because now you've matured. You've seen, hey, drinks are bad. It's better just working and doing the
Yeah.
right stuff, not drinking and fucking up your body.
Yeah. Shots here, 3 shots are like $70.
70,
70, yeah, for
like
tequila shot.
7-0.
70, yeah. I know.
Shots, like shots, like the
Like a
little
shot.
things. Yeah, that's the good thing about Costa Rica. Drinks are really, they're
I
really
know.
cheap.
Yeah, but we drink cacique.
Well, if you want expensive stuff, then yeah. Well, the expensive stuff you wouldn't really shot it. I don't think so. You will die if you shot it.
True.
But yeah, well, I've gone to some parties myself, and I've ended up in some really good situations. So yeah, I'm right now, like over the past months, I go to parties. I like partying, but I don't like drinking because
Yeah.
the drinking aspect of the party, to me, it kills it. Because you drink to have fun, but you can have lots of more fun, in my opinion, if you don't drink.
If you're sober, yes.
Yeah,
Plus you know what you're doing, so it's not embarrassing.
yeah, you know what you're doing. Yeah, and well, it's my first time with short hair. How do you feel about it? Is
You
it
had
good?
long hair?
Well, not long, but like,
Longer.
I
I
felt
like it.
like I was,
I
Superman.
like it. It looks really good.
It looks really good. The short hair.
How-
It's my first interview with short hair, actually.
Yeah, it looks really good. It looks
It
nice.
looks really good. Thank you.
I got a
Yeah.
haircut here in Miami. Guess the price of one haircut.
Bro, there's haircuts that are like they're $100, I think. There.
150.
Fifth one.
150. That's the other thing about Miami. It's crazy expensive. I
um,
thought Costa Rica was expensive. No, Miami is crazy expensive too.
150 for a haircut.
But also it's
Hmm.
because I went to like the salon at the
Well,
design
you
place.
probably go to to expensive places.
But I went there because I love my hair and I was really scared something was gonna happen to it. So I was like, well, I'd rather like pay this guy who knows what he's doing because he works with models and like important people than just go to a random
Oh,
place.
yeah, you probably went to the famous place, people.
Yeah.
Well, that's different.
Yeah, it was really
And
expensive.
okay, so what is a normal day for you in Miami? Like right today or
Okay.
tomorrow? What is a normal day?
Okay. So I wake up like I have to be at school 9:30 a.m. I study from Monday to Wednesday. I don't have classes Thursday or Friday.
Right.
Um and I wake up around 8. I should wake up earlier, but I can't.
Yeah, you
I
should.
wake up around 8. I shower. I normally pick out like my outfit the day before because going to fashion school is a lot of pressure for like dressing up every day. So I do that. I get ready. I make my breakfast really fast. I drink coffee. Coffee is essential in my day. I could have like five or six. And then I either walk or take the bus or Uber to school. And I'm taking 4 classes right now. I'm taking fabric and materials, which is really interesting. Drawing, which I'm not good at. History of dress and fashion, and world history.
And
So I yes,
how much time is the career?
4 years.
4 years. Okay.
And we don't have summer. We don't have like, well, you can take the summer semester off, but I'm studying during the summer, so I don't have like summer vacations.
Hmm. So you don't have vacations. Well, you have do you
I have
have
spring
Christmas
break.
vacations? Oh,
Yeah,
spring.
I have spring break, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, which are like 10 days. But it's also like I don't study like 2 days, and like I only study for 3 days during the week, so like it makes sense.
It balances itself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I go to class. Classes are 3 hours long, which is crazy. And I go from 9:30 to 12:30. But the classes go by really fast because you enjoy what you're learning about. And then I normally stay for a while, catch up on some studying, come back home. I learned how to cook because I wasn't a good cook and I had to learn.
Survive.
Um, yeah, and honestly, I always all to an air fryer. I love my air fryer.
Yeah, that makes everything actually.
Yeah. So and then I just study a lot. Like it's a lot of work. Like right now my to-do list is a lot of world history homeworks. I have to do a lot of presentations and a lot of drawings. And I'm competing. I have to design a shoe for a competition. So I have that. So it is a lot plus work. Like I work from Thursday to Saturday. So it's crazy, but I love it.
You only do female clothes.
No, right now I'm not like working on my brand. Right now I'm working, I'm like assistant designer. No, I'm the
Oh,
assistant.
like at the university, do you like?
Oh, right now I'm not sewing because it's my first semester. So I'm just taking like the basics, which are like what I told, like history and
And
all of
what type
that.
of clothes do you plan on designing in the future?
In the future, I don't know because that's the thing. Like I was super inclined to female clothes, but now where I work, it's all men's. Like it's all tailored, custom made to
Oh,
your
so
size suits for men.
you can do a suit for me.
Yeah, no, I'm like it's really cool. I love my job. Um, so I really like that. And I had never like studied that part of the industry before. So I don't really know anymore if I want to like do women's or men's or both. But I definitely want to do something revolutionary, something different, but stick to my DNA, which is like always showing confidence through clothing, which is like what I love
Do
about how.
both. Two is better than one.
Yes, I feel like I would always like I see a lot of like girls talk about how they're not confident about themselves and their bodies, but guys go through it a lot and it's not like spoken about it as much as it is with girls. So I feel like that's something that
Yeah.
we also have to like embrace and talk about, and it would be nice to have like a woman's line and a men's line. And
Yes, I think you should do both. And yeah, I do think that
I would also do dogs clothing. I love
dogs.
dogs. Yeah. So you can match your outfit with your dog. No, I'm
With my
kidding.
dog. Well, that would be really good.
Do you have a dog?
Yeah, he's a fluffy motherfucker.
I miss my dog. She's
uh,
back home.
I have a beagle that's called Lucy.
Oh, you know, beagles were the first dog my family had.
Oh, that's really
Really,
nice.
I love beagles.
But well, my beagle dog, she just starts yelling at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. whenever she feels like it, and that's no good at all.
No. Uh,
And well, the other one, he's really fluffy. He's cute. He's probably cuter than me, if I'm honest. And yeah, everyone loves him. But he's really smart because he manipulates people. He's literally like a model. Like he
Oh,
manipulates people by looks.
oh, it's so cute. That's really cute.
So yeah, when you come home or when we have visits, he just starts dancing and just and they always give him food. And well, he
I'm
deserves it. He's really cute. He can do that. Yeah.
no, my
Oh,
kid.
what
She
dog
only
do you have?
she's a Boston Terrier.
Hmm.
You know, they look like bulldogs. Well, my mom's house, we have a Boston Terrier, and in my dad's house, we have two Frenchies, two French bulldogs.
Ah, I love the
Yeah,
Frenchies.
I know Frenchies are so cute, but I've always dreamt of having a golden retriever because I feel like I'm super energetic and I'm like hyper all the time, and they're too. So I feel like I would have so much fun with a golden. Yeah, but I
The
can't have a
problem,
dog right
they're really big.
now. I know.
They're like really big.
I know, but I also love that because I need someone to cuddle with. I just want to cuddle with my dog.
Yeah, probably cuddling with a Frenchie. It's not as
No,
good as
they
cuddling with it.
snore. They snore like the whole night. So it's really annoying.
Yeah. Do you like Pomeranians?
Yes, but they bark a lot. Well, my friend has one and she barks a lot, like a lot. And she's
Whoa,
super
they
angry.
bark.
Yeah.
You
Why
think?
is your a Pomeranian?
Oh, I have one, but he doesn't bark at all.
Well, maybe. Is he a guy?
Yes.
Well, my friend is a girl and she's always barking.
Well, Pomeranians are like stuffed animals with life.
I know. They're so
So
cute.
yeah,
You're so cute.
they're really pretty. I think there aren't a better looking dog than a Pomeranian.
There is Goldens.
No, no,
One of my
no,
favorites.
because in Pomeranian it's like this, so you can like literally you can lift it with one hand.
Yeah, but you're gonna cut off with your Pomeranian and you're gonna squish it if you roll over.
Well, then don't roll over. You're gonna kill him. You have to be careful with him.
I feel like we're in a FaceTime call. Like
Yeah,
it's
this is having fun. This is just having a good time, and
yeah, I understand why you like interviewing people. It's a vibe. I like it. I
it,
feel like I couldn't like speak English like for a whole hour, but I'm doing good.
you can. Yeah, you're doing great. You should be. You can speak two languages. Tell me in the United States. Well, in Miami, no, because there's like all Hispanics.
Yeah, in Miami, everyone speaks Spanish.
But outside of Miami or Florida in general, tell me, like, they only speak English. That's
True.
bad. And you can speak two languages. That's great. Feel
Yeah,
proud.
I tried Italian, didn't work. French didn't work.
Italian is great. I want to learn Italian.
It's
I don't have.
not hard. It's not hard, but I didn't really pay attention in class. That's why. I just know in French I know how to say bonjour, je m'appelle Valeria et toi.
Do you know? Well, let's speak Italian.
Italian, I just know how to say ciao.
No, no, no. Okay. Come ti chiami?
Yo me chiamo Valeria.
Okay. Quanti anni hai?
That you just know that means how old I am.
Yes.
And I don't know how you say 18 in Italian.
Okay, I think it's in 17 is 17. I don't know what 18 was. Probably this 18, something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah. You know what? Well, I had an Italian friend, and he only said bad words, so I had I had to learn the basics. So now I know how to say, what's your name? How old are you? And the bad words.
That's funny because everyone I meet here that doesn't speak Spanish, they only know how to say that bad words in Spanish.
Probably the
Like,
Latino stereotype.
yeah, like I meet someone and they're like, "Oh my God, are you Latina?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And they're like, "I only know how to say a phrase," and they say like the worst phrase in Spanish, and I'm like, don't say that to a girl because they'll punch you. Like literally, they'll punch you. Don't say that.
Well, Italian is great. I will love learn. I think French is the most harmonic language, but I think the prettiest language is Italian.
They called me. I'm sorry. Can you hear if like someone if I get a notification or
Uh,
I'm just gonna.
did you hear that?
Yeah, I
Oh.
did.
Wait,
I did.
oh, yeah, sorry. My phone is bad. He's a bad guy.
No, it's true. Like I feel like Spanish and French and Italian are romantic languages.
They're quite romantic, to be honest.
Yeah, and then English.
No, English is,
I'm not gonna say what I think English is. I'll tell you later, but it's not a romantic language at all.
I think English is the easiest way to communicate. Like, it's the most direct language ever.
True.
Like, ideas are communicated in the easiest ways in English. In
It's true.
French, ideas are communicated to sound nice. And in Italian, it's just pure passion. It's like they're angry and they sound blah, but they also like they're expressing themselves when they speak. So that's what I love about Italian.
True.
And that's
What else do you want to talk about?
well, we're just getting started.
Oh, really? I thought it was
Yeah.
an hour. So I was like, oh my God, we have 13 minutes left.
Oh, you have a timer. Well, I don't
No,
have.
I don't have the timer. I'm checking my, because it was from
Well,
6. So
I don't.
it went by
No,
really
no.
fast. But
Oh,
I don't have anything at 7. So if you want to talk for another hour.
yeah, yeah. Actually, I do them to the last kind of like an hour, but like if I'm having a really good time and we're talking a lot, we can just talk more and that's it. Like, don't worry. Okay. Let me find. Okay, yeah. How would you compare Miami and Costa Rica?
Okay. From my point of view, I feel like I've grown a lot here in Miami because I feel like I love Costa Rica, but it was really hard to grow because I feel like I see it this way. Costa Rica is like a farm. It's a really small country. So like if they know you, they're gonna know everything about you, like your gossip, like everything, right? So like that's hard. And they're also gonna judge you for a lot of things. So like I've always had like this dream of like being an influencer, like showing my life to like the people who follow me and like all of this. And that's why I started on TikTok during COVID. But then I got a lot of hate. And since I was bullied before, it was really triggering. Then I was like kind of a model. I started modeling and I started with my brand. But I was really scared of like actually talking on camera because I was scared of what people were gonna say. So when I moved here, I realized I could do whatever I wanted and no one was gonna know. Like no one cared. Um, so from that point of view, I feel like Miami has really helped me like grow and be myself, like truly be myself. Because in Costa Rica, I felt like I had to please people a lot of the time. And I had to like do things according to like what they wanted and how society works there. Here, since I live by, well, I have a roommate, but since I like am by myself and I'm just starting, I just have to please myself. Like I just have to like be happy with what I'm doing and be happy with what I'm working in and like what I'm growing. Um, so that's kind of how I see it, like socially and like mentally. But like country wise, I feel like
Well, okay, that was a beautiful answer, and I'm gonna tell you my opinion there. But I was talking city-wise. Like,
oh yeah, I know that's what I was gonna. I mean, city wise, yeah. Um, I mean, Costa Rica it's not really like fashion driven. Like
not
it's
at all.
like it has a lot of small businesses, which is nice, but you do have like the Costa Rican Fashion Week and you have like little events here and there. Yeah, that exists. It does exist. But here it's so crazy because you have a lot of fashion events. Like I was working at LAFS, which is a Latin American Fashion Summit 2 weeks ago. Um, and you have that. You have all the designer stores. You have a lot of people and you meet a lot of important people here. So Miami, like, definitely, like, I said this the other day on my Instagram, it's growing. Like, the city is definitely like growing and like changing. It's like turning into a new New York. So I feel like,
Oh,
yeah, it's really cool.
that's a hot take. Uh,
Yes, no, you don't. I've met so much people that are like, yeah, I'm from New York, but I moved here because it's really
Access.
like changing. So I feel like Miami gives you way more opportunities than like
Hmm.
Costa Rica.
Yeah,
I do miss the beach.
that's the thing. I think here in Costa Rica, well, people, well, it's a great place. Um, I'm really, I'm really grateful to be born in a country that's free, in a country that, you know, we have a beach 4 hours away from where we live. We have nature, we have good food, we have a really kind of good education system. We have good stuff. Like it's some people they say it's a piece of paradise, and
Yes,
probably it is. But I don't see it that way because I was born here. So the people that are from their place, they see the place less
as a
better
person.
than what it actually is. But if you want to explode, if you want to if you want to create a big fashion industry, well, no industry, no,
Yeah,
a brand, a big fashion brand. If you want to go to Paris and see a store that says Valeria Gutierrez, well, I don't think that staying here it's how you're gonna do it. I think going to Miami is how you're gonna do it.
yes, definitely. And a lot of people were confused on why I chose Miami and not New York. Um, but I feel like
No. No, go on.
no, like it's what like I was saying, like Miami is like growing, it's going through like that process of changing. Um, but also there's so much Latin people here, it kind of feels like home, and that really helps. But it's true, like, and like Marangoni offers like going for a semester abroad in Milan or Paris or whatever, which is really nice. So if I could like if I wanted to go to Paris, like I could, and that would be amazing. And I love Costa Rica, but I don't plan on like going back there to live there because I do wanna, I don't know, like explore more.
Yeah, I think humans should be nomads. This is a real thing I think of. Like I think I should live in Japan for 6 months and then go to, well, France is my country, so go to Toulouse, which is the city. So go to Toulouse for another 6 months, then go to LA for another 6 months, and go to Sydney for another 6 months. I think that's how humans should live. I don't think humans should just be in one place.
True, I agree. That's true.
Like what you learn from just traveling, it's wow. Like and more for living there. Like you travel there, you're there for 1 week, 2 weeks. You live there, you're there for half a year, 2 years. That will change you completely and it will
It does.
develop you a lot.
It does. Yes, I agree.
And how do you describe the people in Miami? Because I went in spring break and it was it
You
was
came to
quite
Miami?
crazy. Yeah.
What did you do here? Why was it crazy?
Well, I went to Miami Beach. Um,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I saw a lot of crazy stuff. They had, I don't
I
know,
haven't been there.
do you know the energy drink Bang?
Yes, there's people driving the bang trucks all over the place.
Okay, they had an event. I was just going to Miami Beach, right? That was my whole thing. I was going to see tourists. Everything was all right. I saw a big ass thing that says model volleyball, and they had models playing volleyball in the middle of Miami Beach, and they had guys punching themselves, and they had like police stations, and where the Godfather was filmed was like this, and Lamborghinis, and I think that's crazy. And at night, I went at night. Like, if that's not crazy to you, then I don't know what crazy is.
I mean, I've definitely seen, I haven't seen so many cars ever as like as much as I've seen here. Like I'm just walking to school and there's like a Rolls Royce and there's a Lamborghini and then there's this and that. that is crazy. I feel like people in Miami, well, I wouldn't take Ubers in Costa Rica, and now I Uber everywhere and I talk to my Uber. So like I've met a lot of like people randomly, and normally there's a lot of Latin people, which I love, but they're all from different places, which is really nice. And we love to share our culture. Like Latin people love to like share where we come from. So I love that. There's also gonna be a lot of people who, I mean, I've learned that there's people doing their own thing, and like not only in university, but like in Miami, like they're just they just focus on them like themselves and where they want to get. And then there's people who are like you, like just moved here and want friends and are like also looking for someone like company and stuff. Um, but I can't tell you so much about people here because I still have to meet quite a few people.
Yeah, you should. You should, like as you had
Maybe-
the courage to go to Miami, you should have the courage to meet
See,
people.
I'm gonna overshare a little. I had some friends from UN. I was dating a guy, but we broke up. So now
Hmm.
I don't have friends from UM anymore.
Oh, in Miami.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think I'm gonna go there in a while.
Oh.
I might
Oh,
go to
that's why you don't want to go there. Now I see.
not right now. I might go to FIU and try to get some friends in FIU.
Well, still, you have 20,000 people. Let's say, well, the guy that's one, his friends, those are 10. And people that know that the guy and some friends are like 100. So it's just, okay,
No, right?
subtract 100.
50.
What?
It's only like 50, not 100.
Well, okay, let's say 50. So like out of 50, well, out of the 20K people, you subtract 56. That's right. Or 51. Like, don't worry, everything's all right. You
Yeah,
still
no,
have a big chunk to cover.
for
And
sure.
they are, well,
But I mean, they were really nice. They were from New York. And they're really, really nice. You meet a lot of people from different places here. I've met a lot of people from New York, and New York people are super creative, super outgoing. They have like this free like spirit, which is really amazing. So, I love them. Like they're amazing. And I really like that about them. But yes, definitely, I have to.
And what are
I'm going
your
to you.
hobbies?
My hobbies.
Yeah, well, what sports do you play? What do you do?
I'm not a sports girl. I used to play golf.
Golf.
Yeah, I used to play golf. I played
Golf.
for quite a while. Yes, if you go to my house, there's some trophies from when I played golf. I wasn't the best, but I tried.
That's your sport. I wouldn't like out of all the sports, I wouldn't have said that you play golf.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my sport, dancing and then golf. And sometimes I go to Top Golf just to knock, like, just hit
Should.
some balls and get some energy. Um, but right now, I'm not even like I have to get back to the gym. I had a surgery in December, so I had to stop going to the gym. So now I have to like retake it. But my hobbies, see, people ask me sometimes like, "What's your hobby?" Because they see me and they see fashion, and they're like, "Apart from fashion, what do you like?" And like, what I feel like it's me. I'm a how do you say this? Like, I'm someone. I would say my second hobby is taking care of people, which is really weird. But I'm someone
Taking
who's
care of
always
people. Like a
yeah, I'm always looking
psychologist or
for
something?
everyone. Like what?
Like a psychologist. Like you're talking
No,
to people or
no,
how,
like
what do you mean?
I mean like when I'm walking down, when I'm like opening the door, I'm always checking if someone is going in or going out. The other day like a neighbor was carrying a bunch of bags from like the grocery store. So I helped her go to like the third floor and like leave them like in her front door. Um I'm just I had a friend who had an accident and I instantly reacted and went and helped him out like with like the best I could do. I'm always like offering help with jobs and homework and everything.
Like
So I
being
feel like
nice. That's your
yeah,
hobby, being nice.
people see it as being nice. I feel like I am very nice. I love being nice. But I just get so much like satisfaction and happiness from
Well, that's a
helping
beautiful
people.
thing.
yeah, I
I
just
think that you have a really good heart for doing that.
thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes.
Yeah. Bro. Okay, I'm an only child, so sometimes it is difficult for me to, you know, I'm to be not selfish.
I
If I'm
get
honest.
that. I understand.
Yeah. But do you have siblings?
I have a little sibling. He's 15.
Well, that's not little. That's not little at
Oh,
all.
I see him as my little brother.
Probably he was little, but I don't.
He
I don't
went to
think.
like, oh, if he sees this, he's gonna be embarrassed. I'm sorry. He went to his first party like the other day, and I called him right after, like, "Hey, how was it? Tell me everything." And he was like, "No." I was like, "Okay, fine." But yeah, I do. I feel like, but I've never like I love him, but like we've never had like a really strong relationship. Like we were both in our own worlds, and he grew up really fast, and I left home like so quickly. So
Yeah,
it's
because
been
right now he's like in the stage where he will grow up.
yes,
Like in 2 years he's gonna have a beard and stuff, and you're gonna be,
yes,
what? That's my little brother, and
I
he has a
know,
beard.
I
What?
know. Don't even tell me. I don't want that to happen. I want him to stay little.
I didn't want to grow a beard too. But
They
it
say
is
beard are like a guy's makeup.
it
Having
is
a beard is like makeup for
no, no, okay, probably a good beard, but in a teenager beard, that's not a good beard at
oh
all.
no, it's awful.
It is really bad. I mean, my grandma, well, she's really honest, really, really honest. So let's say if I come up to her with a not nice shirt, she's gonna say that I have trash in. Or if I smell bad, she's gonna tell me, "Hey, you smell bad. You're not gonna do anything in life." So she's kind of that. Okay,
Honest.
that's not really nice, but she's like that. So
She doesn't have a filter sometimes.
yeah, she
Like
doesn't
she's
have
just
a
straight
filter.
up honest.
She
Okay.
she says what she thinks, and she doesn't give a fuck about anything else. So one I didn't shave for about like 3 weeks, and I had a little hair here, not any hair here, some hair here, not hair here. Like I had a really bad beard, and she said that I have a. She called it barba de pobre, and I felt so humiliated. Like I almost cried. Like that's probably the one of the biggest insults someone has ever said to me. Probably people have told me bigger insults, but that's one of the biggest one that has hit me. Like
It comes
actually,
from the grandma.
yeah. So yeah, like every day I shave it. I have a clean face, not even one, and I will not ever grow a beard ever again. And okay, what is your dream place?
My what?
Your dream place, your dream city?
To like live?
Yeah.
I would say I feel like I don't want to say something too general,
No,
but
no, no, don't
I
worry. Say what do you think? Not
do you know the fashion capitals? There's four fashion
Milan.
capitals.
Okay, I think Milano and Paris are two.
Yes, and the other two. It's easy.
Well, New York.
Uh-huh.
And now LA,
London.
LA, LA.
Oh, London.
Oh, London. Obviously, it's London.
Yes. So
No, no.
I I would love to live in any of those four. Like just especially Milan. Like Milan is surrounded by fashion. It's crazy. It's amazing. So I would really love to live in Milan one day. I actually want to try to do like my last semester there. I feel like that would be really, really cool. Or Paris. After watching Emily in Paris, I fell in love with Paris.
Don't love. Okay, you can love her, but don't love it because of that show.
I know.
Like I'm
I
telling you,
know.
I'm
But like
telling you.
it's a series about Paris and fashion. Like how am I not supposed
But
to love it?
come on, no, no, no. Okay, I'm telling you, the best places of France. The I think, in my opinion, France is my place, and the best places of my place are the south. Our
I,
Nice.
some research of the south of France about how do you say it?
Saint-Tropez,
Saint-Tropez.
Monaco, those are the best cities in France.
You know,
Even Toulouse,
Cannes. How do you say it?
Cannes,
Cannes. I'm
Cannes.
doing some research right now for a project about Cannes.
They did a project about Ken.
Cannes, Ken. How do you say it?
Cannes.
Yes, I have a project about that.
Hmm.
So I'm doing some research about it.
There's a video. Okay. I love houses too. Well, I love well, no. What I love are cars and basketball. Those are the two things that I love. But I also find houses and designing houses really interesting. There's a guy that films the best houses in the world.
Oh,
Like,
I've seen them.
probably you've seen him. His name is Enes Yilmazar. He's Turkish. He's quite good. He films 20 million houses like it's nothing. Like 20 million houses are bread for him. And he went to France and he filmed a $140 million house. It was in the south of France. And holy cow, I think that's the best real estate piece I've ever seen in the world. Like, you should see that. And it was in the south of France, the prettiest place in the world.
Do you think it's the prettiest place in the world, the south of France?
No, it actually is.
It is?
No,
Like
I'm not putting it in doubt. It is the prettiest place in the world.
I'm gonna have to go visit.
Yeah, I'll give you a tour of Nice.
I don't know any of those places.
Okay, Nice is the one that's really close to Monaco.
Yeah, I know Monaco.
Monaco, it's okay. Here's Italy. Here's Monaco, and Nice is here. So
Okay.
yeah, I think Nice is. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't. I think it's between Nice and Saint-Tropez. It's one of those. Though
I've heard about Saint-Tropez too, because of Emily in Paris. I'm sorry, I'm just doing it to bother you now. I'm just kidding.
This is like judging a Costa Rican by Michael Jordan or something like that. Like, you don't do that.
I'm sorry. No, but I would actually love to go to France. It's a beautiful country.
Yes.
And like just like the fashion there is also amazing. Like everywhere, like not even just Paris, like European fashion is so beautiful. Like it's amazing. That's something I do miss. Like I would have loved to go like study in Europe just to like see people dress up every day. Cause you know what I like talking about Miami people.
Yeah.
It's like I love it too because I love that aesthetic of like girls wearing matching sets with their like ice latte. And I mean that's me, like hikey ice latte, and I'm always wearing a matching set. Like love that. But I do also love like the European style. Like it's super delicate and sophisticated. So I just want to go and like just admire everything I see.
I think the best place for a human to grow is Europe.
Yes,
Like,
definitely, for sure.
like I can, okay, if I'm in Toulouse, I can take a 2-hour train and be in Barcelona. And if I'm in Paris, I can take a 1-hour plane and be in London. And like if I'm in Monaco, I can take a 2-hour train and be in Turin. Or if I can take a 4-hour flight and be in Berlin. Like, it is just, and the amount of culture, the amount of people, the amount of, I think Italy and France are the two best countries in the world. But France has something, no, Italy has something that France doesn't have. Like, they both have great food. They both have great fashion. They both have great clothes, fashion, people. They look really good. French people, Italian people, they look quite good. If I'm honest, they have great art. They have great history. They have great sports. But what Italy has that France doesn't have, and it pisses me off a lot, is that France doesn't have good cars.
Really?
Yeah, and it pisses me a lot.
Why? I mean, I understand why Italy does, but why doesn't France have good cars?
Well, we have good cars, but not sports cars.
Yeah, I get it. So you're like a Formula One fan?
Yes, I love
You know,
cars.
Formula One is coming to Miami.
It is, and I think it was in London some weeks ago, or something like that. Yeah, I would love. There's last year we Formula One went to Abu Dhabi, and that was crazy. Like
Where?
wow, like close to Dubai, to those
Uh,
Arab countries. I've never been to those Arab countries, and I want to go to those Arab countries. And that was crazy.
I mean, I'm not a Formula One fan, but it would be really nice to go and just watch cars.
Yeah. So
You know,
in yeah.
you know where do they run cars in Costa Rica? Like the
Oh yeah, in La Guasima. No, yeah, I think it is in
Parque
Alajuela.
Viva, La Guasima, you know, Parque Viva, like what's next to
Parque,
it.
I think Parque Viva is.
Okay, well, my dad is a sponsor for Parque Viva. So
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah,
Wow.
so like he like they do like the car stuff. So like I've gotten to see
Our
some
stuff.
stuff. You know what I mean? The car races.
Erase it. Yeah,
So
erasing
I've
it.
gotten to see some stuff and it's really nice. I never like actually I had a like a great passion. But the other day there was this photographer that came to school and he takes photos of cars. He mixes cars and fashion. So he goes to like the biggest like car fans and they have like this great like vintage old amazing car and he takes a model and he like puts like the fashion and the car together and he makes amazing photo shoots. Like it's great. Yeah,
There's a
you love
fashion
it.
guy, an old guy. I don't remember his name, but I he has a one of the most astonishing car collections in the world. And I think he once did a show where he had his cars. And they were like old, vintage, super expensive cars today. Their value only increases. And with a fashion show with his cars. And I think that was quite interesting.
It's crazy cool. It's so cool.
I don't remember his name, and that's a big problem because I should have bring it.
Oh, we can look it up later
Yeah,
because
well,
I have no idea. I mean, I can tell you a lot about fashion, not about cars.
it's an old guy. He has white hair.
Most old guys have white hair. Let me see.
Uh, yeah, I don't know if he's I don't know if he's Yves Saint Laurent or if he's Ralph. I think he's Ralph Lauren.
Oh, of course it's Ralph Lauren.
I think
He's
it's Ralph Lauren.
he has a car obsession.
Yeah, it has. It's him. Yeah,
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 he has
probably.
in
Wait,
my
wait.
job. In my job, we have a coffee book about all of
It is
Ralph.
him. Yes,
We have a coffee book about all of Ralph Lauren's cars.
that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you do know cars then?
I mean, I don't know cars. I know Ralph Lauren.
Yes, it is him. Yeah. Yeah, he
We
has
have
this.
a book. There's this big book, coffee book, about Ralph Lauren and all his cars.
That's a. He's a great guy. I want to be friends with. I want to do him an interview too.
Yeah.
And okay, well, okay. Now this is the free talk. Like if all the interview wasn't the free talk, but what do you feel about this lap of Will Smith to Chris Rock?
Oh my God. I didn't like watch the Oscars because I was studying. And I got to class and they were just talking about it. And I was like, wait, I haven't seen this. They showed me the video. And the video without like him muted. Like I heard like what he said. And I was in shock. Like I was like honestly, there's a lot of drama in like all the award shows. Like we saw that Kanye and Taylor Swift thing. There's a lot of stuff. So it's like not that crazy to me, but
Do
it's
you
like
think it's good, bad?
I mean, he was laughing and then he was like serious and then he got mad. And
Okay,
yeah, no,
that's
and
my
we also
thing.
talked about they have like an open relationship or like
No. His wife has an open relationship. He doesn't want to have an open relationship.
well, yeah, but he's well, you know, his wife, I don't know if she cheated or what happened, but
Yeah, she openly. Okay, that's. But are you? with will or against will? Do you think what he did was good or bad?
I mean, if I was her, I would have appreciated that he stood up for me, but he didn't have to slap the guy.
Okay, I will give you
That,
the point of view. I've seen a shitload of interviews about this, and I think, okay, the action itself, it's not good. Like if you do that in a normal, like I don't think the action was good. I don't um I don't have wheels back, if I'm honest, because of the situation. But I do think it was brilliant. Like the percentage of millions of viewers of the Oscars this year were way up than of last year's.
true.
And Chris Rock, I think the one that beneficiates the most about this is actually Chris Rock, because he's going to do a tour, and his tickets
So
sales
they went
went up
up.
200% that day.
Oh my god. Wait, but do you think the joke was like bad? Because I didn't hear the joke. I just saw that part where he slapped him and said
Okay,
like,
the joke was about her wife not having hair.
yeah, I know that. I didn't hear
Okay,
the joke.
but I think okay, it wasn't a nice joke. That should have been said. But you know, it's the Oscars. It is about making fun of people. It is about having fun. It is about entertainment. And he's literally a comedian. He's not only a comedian, he's one of the
He
best
roasts
comedians.
people. Yeah, he
Yeah,
roasts.
that's what he does. And the joke wasn't, it didn't merit that. Like, he did a joke about a shaven hair. Like, you know how many bald guys there are in the world and how many bald guys they have jokes about their bald head?
True.
Like, I, I I don't think it merited it, but I think it was brilliant from
Like
for
like strategy wise.
yeah, business wise it was brilliant,
Hmm.
because it doesn't matter. This is a thing. I think this will help you. It doesn't matter if they talk bad about you or
True.
if they talk good about you. If they talk about you, you're doing something good. You're
That's true.
so what we're literally talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock, and I've seen hundreds of videos of that. Like, that's great. That's good. So I think it was a brilliant move, because the Oscars, the rates and the millions of people, they were going down and down and down and down, and now they have spiked. And the next year's Oscars are gonna be there's
Dramatic.
gonna be a lot of people there.
Dramatic. True. It's true.
Yeah. And
What other free talk question do you have?
about Miami, well, about, I don't know.
Whatever.
Hmm.
About whatever.
Okay, this is a question I ask usually to older people, but since you're not old, I will, okay, the questions is because, okay, most of the people I've talked to are old.
I've
So
seen. Yeah, I saw.
I've seen.
I mean,
Okay.
I saw your YouTube channel, so I saw some people. You
Okay.
know that Daniela and Diego were my
You're
school peers.
geniuses. You're geniuses.
Yeah, they were to school with me.
They're they're the smartest people I've met. Period.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Um. How? Okay.
Anyways,
Okay. What advice would you not give your 17-year-old self? Because that was some months ago. What advice will you give your 40-year-old self?
40?
Yeah.
Like backwards, like
Yeah. You have
older than
to.
me?
You have to. Yes. Advice for the older you.
Oh, well, okay. I feel like I've worked so hard my whole life um and I said it before, to please everyone around me. So like if I had to say something to my 40-year-old self, it would be to still like focus on what I want to do in life, and to keep growing and keep investing time in me and my goals, and focus also on myself. Um and I wish I have a family and a husband by that time. So I would tell myself
Yeah.
to like don't worry, you're not, because my parents got a divorce. I'm kind of scared of love. So I'd be like, don't worry, chill, you're not gonna get a divorce, everything's gonna be fine. Enjoy life. Enjoy like the present and don't worry about the future. And I would also like tell my 40-year-old self not to overwork and to go clubbing because I have the age and I also need to have fun. I feel like when I see my mom and I'm like, why aren't you going out? Like you have to go out, have fun, treat
Yeah,
yourself.
my
And I
parents, they don't go
wanna-
out.
yes, I want to do that when I'm 40, 50, 60.
Well, I don't think when I'm 40, I'll go to a club, but I'll certainly go, go out to 40-year-old places. I don't know.
Well, let me tell you, there's 40-year-old people that go clubbing here. It's
Uh,
very normal.
well, when I'm 40, I hope I have a family and a wife too. So
Well, maybe not a club, maybe a nice dinner and
yeah, a
then
beautiful dinner and go to the museum, see some pieces of art or sculptures, 40-year-old stuff, or go to a basketball game. That's good. Fashion, a
I've never
fashion,
been,
a
I've never
fashion.
been to a basketball game.
You don't like basketball.
No, I do. I tried playing, it wasn't good. So
Have you ever gone to an NBA game?
no,
No.
no. I moved
What?
here months ago. I haven't had a lot of time. But yeah, let me I don't I feel like if I could give any advice to like someone older than me right now is like I feel like everyone's overworking and sometimes you have to take a pause. Even me right now, like pause, relax, take a self-care day, focus on yourself because you can keep growing at 40. And I feel like people sometimes stop their life when they're like 40, 50 and they feel like they've done the most they can when they can keep growing and keep working on that path and getting to higher goals. Because
You
like
can keep growing until you die.
exactly, because like 2 months, no, 2 years ago, my goal was to graduate from IB and go to Instituto Marangoni in Milan, and that was it.
Istituto Marangoni, Milan,
Yeah, and 1 year went
Italia.
by,
Beautiful.
1 year went by, and I'm here. And I already worked an event with a lot of influencers that I met. I have my job, I'm working on myself, I'm going towards my goals. So I feel like we can't worry about the future
That's
that much.
something not a lot of Costa Ricans do. So you should feel proud of yourself of all.
I'm not Costa Rican. Like I grew up there, but my family is Colombian. Both of my parents are from Medellin.
Colombia, parcera.
Parcera. Yeah,
I are you Parse or Paisa?
paisa. There, it's the same. Parcera,
Oh no,
paisa.
because
Paisa
one
is
time I met a Colombian human, well, a Colombian friend, and she told me like that Paisa it's different from Parse.
yeah. Parcero is like mine. It's like a friendly word of like saying a friend,
Hmm.
like parcero. Paisa is being from like Medellin, like being
Yeah,
Colombian.
Paisa is the people from Medellin.
Yeah, I'm paisa. I was born in Boca Raton here in Florida, but both of my parents are paisas.
Yeah, that there's a difference between Paisa and Parse. Now you've explained
Yes,
it to me.
yes.
The people from Medellin are Paisas.
Paisas.
Yeah,
And
and all
parcero,
the
they
other
say
people Paisas.
no, parcero, it's a word you say in Medellin. And
Yeah.
like they don't really use it in other people and like other parts of Colombia. I'm not really sure. But they say parcero to like a friend. So like instead of saying dude, they're parce, parcero, parcera.
But Paisas are only for people from Medellin.
Paisas is like how you say ticos, but for people in Medellin.
Yes, okay, yes, Paisas,
Yes.
Medellin people. Yes,
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
And yeah, that's something, the divorce. Yeah, I
My
have
parents,
the pleasure that my parents haven't divorced, and I don't think they will. Yeah, like at this age, it doesn't really matter. Why would they? But like all of my friends' parents are divorced. Like that's something crazy.
I feel like it's kind of hard to talk because at the end of the day, I don't want people thinking that I don't believe in love because of I do believe in love. It's just kind of hard. And like my parents, I was kind of young, but my parents now they're really happy by themselves, and I love them equally. But it was like a hard process to go through.
The percentage rates of divorce are just going up and up and up, and that scares me too, actually.
Of
Yeah,
course, it does.
yeah, that's really bad. And
It's weird.
I'm really proud that my parents haven't divorced yet.
Don't say yet.
I don't think. Yeah, like they're quite old. They will not divorce. Like by now, they shouldn't do it. Like that's a 40-year-old thing, not a 50-year-old. And my parent is coming home. Ah, okay, we can pop. Ah, no, what time is it? Wow, it is 5:25. That's that.
It's 7:25 here.
Okay. Well, something else for the audience. A last message for the
The
audience.
last message, I think it would
Yes.
be well, follow me. Follow me on Instagram, guys. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, yeah. No.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I feel like if you set your mind to something,
Okay,
you're gonna do
you,
it.
you have
Like,
to wait a second. Okay,
sorry.
wait a second, and you'll do that thing.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna have to edit this video. The other ones I didn't edit them. Okay, one last message. Well,
I
okay,
think
let's talk for 10 more minutes. That's right.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but like my advice, I feel like I talk a lot. I say everything, but like honestly, like if I learned something from my journey that I want someone like to share with someone else is that you're gonna grow, like you're gonna change. And if you set your mind to something, you can do it. Like I was a 13-year-old who was bullied, who had an eating disorder, who struggled with depression and anxiety, and I still do to this day. I have a lot of anxiety. But like the change I have, like I had, like just thinking about it, it's huge, and I really like don't appreciate it like as much as I should. Um, not only like physically, but also mentally. Like
You're
I work.
unsatisfied. Well, you're subconsciously unsatisfied with yourself.
Yes, it's something I still work on every day for sure. But I'm so grateful for like I turned 17 and I was already here by myself. You know, and like of course I owe a lot to my parents, which I love. Um, but it's definitely a great growth. Like you can go to something huge, and you have to appreciate like your whole journey. Like you start off somewhere, and sometimes you feel like you're starting all over again, but you have to go back and think of like where you actually started and how much progress you've gone through and like growed and like your journey, you know. So like
There's
it's just
something
like
crazy. That's the most successful people in the world, the billionaires of this world, the super athletes, they're unsatisfied people. That
yes,
sounds crazy.
it
And
is
it is
crazy.
actually true because it's the people that demand the more from themselves. So probably you
Yeah,
demand a lot of yourself.
I
And
do. I really do. I demand a
but
lot from myself.
okay, probably right now you think it's not unhealthy. I think it is because 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're, as you said, you're gonna look back and you're gonna say, how is it this 13-year-old girl with depression and eating disorders, and now I have a store in Paris and in London. Fuck. Like, keep going. No, don't push up the brakes yet. You're in the age where you just have to, change gear from fourth to fifth and
Exactly.
push the accelerator
Exactly.
down.
And also, like my secret to success, which
Your
I'm still,
secret.
I don't have like success now. Like
You're
I'm
gonna
happy
have
with
one. You're gonna have one. You're gonna have a big one.
but my secret is always like sometimes you have to find opportunities when there's none presented. So like the other day I was at a Michael Kors event working there. And I went to the guy like who works for Michael Kors. And I went to him and I told him like, hey, I love your brand. I'm really interested in working in the future with you. Here's my contact. If
Ooh.
you ever need me, I'm here. And he was like, I'm impressed with you. Like you're my favorite one. You're such a hard worker. I love this. And that's how you get opportunities. Like you have to build them
Yeah.
yourself. Sometimes we wait for doors to open, and sometimes we have to open them ourselves, you know?
I think that the only option is you have to open them yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's really rare that someone opens the door for yourself. You shouldn't expect that to happen. You should only open your door for yourself. And if someone along the way opens the door for yourself, then it is
That's
welcome.
great. Yes.
Yeah, but it is not, you shouldn't expect that to happen at all.
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of people wait for opportunities to happen, and it can happen, but I feel like life is moving so fast and you have to keep up with it, but you also have to like focus on yourself and how you can, like take it all in and grow from it. So
Take it away.
definitely,
No, don't worry.
so definitely
Yeah.
like, an advice for everyone is go open doors for yourself, go get your own opportunities, don't be shy. If you want something, work for it, contact people that can help you, in your journey and your path and in that industry, and learn and gain knowledge. And I feel like everyone can be great in this life and will be. And honestly, like this interview for me, I'm like really flattered. Like I'm
Yeah.
really, really flattered, and I'm really, really happy I got to share. But
Yes.
yes,
It is a pleasure talking to you, actually.
you too.
And do you have questions for myself?
Yes, how did you get into like interviewing people? How did it start?
Okay. Okay. At school, you know, there was a project where you had to do an interview with someone that you appreciated. So my dad, he worked in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So he knows a lot of international stuff. And the actual Chancellor of Costa Rica, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, he is a friend of my dad. So I told my dad, hey, I want to do that guy an interview. He does none interviews. He's is probably one of the guys that the less probabilities of doing an interview with, you know? So I said, hey, you have my dad, I told him my dad, hey, you have told me a lot about him. He was an ambassador in South Korea some years. He's a big guy. Well, he's actually short, but he is his personality is quite big. And I was like, hey, when I do him an interview. And my dad said, that's impossible, dude. But I got his assistant number, like her.
By yourself or with your dad?
No, my dad, he asked her assistant if I could have her number, because it's politics, so it's difficult to get
Yes.
numbers. So I had his assistant number, and I called her, and she said, it's not really gonna probably happen. And plus, he's like, he's not in the country right now. He's not gonna be in the country for a while. So I was like, no, but I really want this to happen. So I pushed and pushed and pushed, and then
You
I
were
got to,
persistent.
yeah, I was perseverant, and then I got to talk with him, and he said, you know what, okay, but right now I'm not in the country, but I need to. Okay, so the project still, well, the time was passing, and I needed to do an interview, and I was like, hey, I need to do an interview, and right now, the guy is in freaking Spain, so I called up. Well, I was like, hey, there should be people I want to interview, and there's a guy. Well, there's a friend that her dad, he's an ex-Harvard student. And I was like, Harvard? Wow! And he's Italian too. So he went to the University of Rome, and he went to Switzerland, and he owns one of the biggest real estate companies in the country. So I was like, that's a big fish. I want to interview him. I called her assistant too. Well, I called to his company, and then they passed me to her assistant, and then his assistant gave me her email, and I wrote a really, really good email. And then they showed the email to the guy, and he was like, let's give this young man a chance. And I did him an interview, I presented the interview, and my teacher was so amazed by, because they all my classmates, they did good interviews, but that one of the kids you teach do an interview to a guy that went to Harvard. You know, that's a big thing. So my teacher was
It
like,
is, definitely is.
wow. And one day I was talking, where I walk my dog every single day. That's something I have to do at sunset, but right now I'm occupied. I'll probably walk her later. And I talk with people while I walk the dog. And I think that's one of the best things I do. So if I have to give you advice, walk your dog. You don't have a dog,
Dog's
so
not here. No, but it's true. I understand.
yeah.
And that's
So
amazing.
okay,
Like
I
that's what
went.
we're talking about. You opened your own door.
Yes, I opened my own door, but I
And
was
that's great.
walking
That's
by,
amazing.
and I said, you know what? Paulo and Chubb lives near me. I'm gonna write him.
You know, I went to Colombia with him. He was a friend of my cousin.
No way.
Her daughter was
Oh,
really good friends of my Pamela. She was really good friends of my cousin. So they stayed at our family's farm in
that's
Colombia.
really cool.
And we spent like a week with them. They're really cool.
Well, I wrote Paulo and Chubb. I think that's the most emotional message I've ever written. Like, because my dad always told me, I'm always, we talk about, soccer, and he's always like, Paulo and Chubb is the best. When Chubb is the best Costa Rican player ever. And I was like, are you sure? And he was, yeah, freaking 100% sure. And when I was a kid, there's a fresh market where I live, and we were shopping, and who was there? There's Paulo and Chubb, but I was like 12. But I took a selfie with him, and I sent him that selfie in the message, and I wrote him, my dad always talks about you. I want to talk to you. And he, like, 2 days passed by. I was like with my finger crossed, and he answered, and he's like, okay, let's do this. And then I called him. He gave me his number. This was way easier than the politics one. and and I did an interview with him in a hotel that's really close here. And then that went on, and then the minister came home, and he gave me a call, and I did an interview with the minister, and so forth, so forth. I've been doing lots of interviews. Like, if I do an interview, it's because I'm really um, I'm really curious, and I think that the person I'm interviewing, it's quite a good person, like you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. No, it's great. Honestly, I really
So,
admire that.
and it helps you a lot. Like, you don't know these speaking skills I've developed. Now at university, I can just go and speak with whomever I want. I don't have
What are you
shame.
studying?
Economics.
I thought you were gonna study something like that had to do with interviewing people.
I love politics. That's a problem I have, because my
Oh
dad
no,
is
it's great.
there. So
Do both.
yeah, this is a thing. But you know what? I think I'll never ever do something related to economics in my life. Okay, I'll turn on the lights because it's getting dark, and I'll explain you. Look, instead, this is like a section. What I really want to do in life is do like show business. Well, be part of a show business, right? Industry. Um, filming, acting, interviews, basketball. I think basketball is a show business. F1, I think that's a show. Like, you go to watch the cars, but it's a
For sure.
show.
For sure.
So I want to be part of a show business, but economics, it's it's something that really brings, it brings a lot of curiosity in me. And I would love, if I could have a knowledge of something, it would be the big knowledge of politics and the economics of countries, because I think that's the knowledge that can help me the most. So that's why I'm studying economics. But like, I'll get my degree in France because I want to live in France.
No, it's great. Maybe I'll meet you in Paris Fashion Week.
Yes, you ride me. We go to. I take a 2-hour train, and I'll see you in Paris.
In
Yes.
Paris Fashion Week. No, but it's true.
Yeah,
And actually, like, also, like, you enjoy this so much.
I love it. It's,
Exactly. Something
I'm
I
very
was
like
scared of.
James Bond.
You
Like you should.
don't know how I laughed when I heard that in your voice message. I was like, oh my God, that's so funny.
I love James Bond. I have an Aston Martin in my office, a toy one, but it's still an
that's
Aston Martin.
that's also the thing. Like, I was scared of studying fashion because I loved it so much. I didn't want to like overwork myself. But like the fact that you're having like this balance with something you love and you have it as a hobby, but you're also taking it another level by interviewing like great people like the minister and Paulo Wanchop and everyone, that's amazing. Plus, you love politics and economics, so like that's a great balance for you, and you have a lot of skills. You're working a lot of skills, so that's
I don't
great.
think humans. I have a big have strong feelings towards today's humanity because I think that what we have today, you shouldn't be centered in one thing and you shouldn't live in one place. Like
True.
you should. I want to do interviews, but I want to know about politics, and I want to have a business, and I want to act,
I would also love to be an actor.
and I will love racing cars. Like those are 5 things I could easily do, and I love playing tennis too. I love tennis. So there's 6 things that if I do each 1 hour a day for 5 years, I'll be great at those 5 things. You shouldn't be only doing one thing. You can do I think up to 10 things. Well, not 10. Let's say 8 things. I think 8 is a maximum. You give one thing 1 hour each day for 5 years. You're gonna be great at those 8 things.
True.
And I don't think you shouldn't live in one place.
Yeah, it's true. You want to work and travel?
No.
That's like kind of like, I mean, working at like 6 months in one place and then traveling to another and working there for 6 months.
No, no. I wouldn't do all things. I can do all things. There's a quote in the Bible that says, I can do all things, and God strengthens me. That said by a guy that's called Stephen Curry, because he writes that on his shoes every single match he plays. And I believe in that. Why would you put limits to yourself?
No, it's really true.
You
It's
should be
really true.
limitless. Probably I have big goals. And probably want to be James Bond. And probably want to have an Aston Martin. And probably want to do interviews. And probably want to act too. And probably want to have business. And probably I want to do, everything. I want to do everything. You should do everything. Why wouldn't you? You're gonna
Yeah,
die one
we
day.
have 100 years, 90 to 100 years. I
Oh,
mean,
I
plenty of.
think probably 80. Men live less than women because we're more crazy and we do more stupid shit.
I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of time. So yeah, why limit your time to only one thing?
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing one thing. I think you should at least be doing 3 things. At
I
least,
think that's true.
like at
I
least.
hadn't thought about it that way. Um,
Yes. There's a guy called Joe Rogan. Do you know him?
Sorry, how?
Joe Rogan.
No.
He has the biggest podcast in the world, and he started as a joke.
Oh, I would love to have a podcast.
And he sold it to Spotify for $100+ million a contract. Yes, that's a lot of money. And he hosts UFC fights. So he was a martial arts specialist, right? And he was a black belt of something, of some martial arts. And then he was like a champion of Massachusetts, which is real big, and he went to national tournaments and he was really good at that. And today he's commentating UFC fights. He's having a podcast. He's a comedian, and I think he acts. He was the host of Fear Factor. I don't know if you know what Fear Factor is.
Yeah, I know Fear Factor. Yes.
He was the host of Fear Factor, and he's doing all these things. And look at him; he is great. And he started when he was like 40 doing interviews. If I started at 18, where can I be when I'm 40?
True.
Wow, that's food for thought.
That's really true.
And another question for me.
What do you think of pineapple on pizza?
I love it.
Right?
Sorry.
Right. It's so good.
I like it. I tasted it when I was a kid at the beach, and I've
It's
never
so
gone back.
good.
I've
It's
never
so
gone
good.
back.
I don't know how people don't like it. I love pineapple on pizza.
Italians hate it though.
I know Italians hate it, but it's really good.
It tastes really good, yes. And well, the last one, I'll give you a last question.
Okay, let me think. Okay, so you're doing economics in France, right? Like
No,
you
right
told me.
now I'm in Costa Rica, but I'll go to France.
Yes, but like when you
I'll
move to
study. Yeah,
France, you're
I'll
studying
study.
econ. And how do you plan on like reaching like every goal you have, or like getting started in like acting, or like your passion for cars? Like, do you think
Well,
it's like a linear like journey, or do you think it like all depends on like how life
no,
turns?
no, I don't think your life should be like this. No, I think you should life do like this.
I agree. Yes.
But I think everything goes hand in hand. Like, let's say if this interviewing thing, I'm starting really young to not have pressure on myself. So when I'm 25, I know this is gonna give me a lot of opportunity. So let's say I'm 25. I've already graduated. I can, well, I don't think I'll work in politics, but I love the entertainment out of politics, which is something kind of crazy that I'd really do. I'm taking acting classes in the University of Costa Rica, which sounds crazy. I'll probably take acting classes in the university in France too. Uh, I think that a business, you can only learn it by actually opening a business, not by studying it. So
True.
probably I'll have to open a business, and little by little I'll know. And
What would you
know
like have your business like?
show business, something related to show business, something to
Yeah.
sports, something about shows, some hosting a show, I don't know, something like that. And when you keep growing, everything gets easier. So if I am successful at something, then I can be successful at another thing. If I'm successful at this, I think that this interview will help me in my acting career because I'm more known. And if my acting career goes well, then I can buy the car I want. I can drive it. And if that goes right, then more people will know me.
Everything's hand in hand. I
Yeah,
agree.
everything goes hand in hand. Yeah, every goal I have, if one goes up, all the other ones goes up too. So yeah, that's something really good too.
I hadn't like thought about it that way, but it's true.
Yeah, when you have exponential growth in one part of your life, actually the other parts of your life are also growing. Yes, and I'll have to take my dog for a walk when I'm gonna have all those stuff. So I don't know what I'm gonna do then.
2 hour interview. Have you ever had a 2 hour interview before?
I think this is the longest interview I've ever done.
Well, it went by really fast.
This is the thing about talking with him this is the thing with talking with really cool people. Like it goes like this.
Thank you. You're really cool too. That's why it went like really fast.
And yeah, why did you answer me really fast? Like I didn't thought you were gonna answer me like in 5 minutes.
I answered in 5 minutes?
Well, not in 5 minutes, but like the same day or like less than an hour or something.
Well,
You didn't even know me or anything.
I have my DMs, and if I don't follow someone back, like they're like in requested, and I just scroll through them sometimes because sometimes it's like brands that I want to like do like PR or something, and I saw yours, and I started reading. It wasn't even like a message. I think it was like a voice
That's an audio, yes.
Yes, I was really curious. I was like, what is this guy saying? Because sometimes it's like weird guy saying weird stuff. So like I was like, okay, let's see. And I was with my roommate and we started listening to it. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cute. I've never like been asked to do an interview. This is so interesting. And like the way you like portrayed it, like how you were like saying it before, like the way you like reached out It was like so nice, super sweet. Like you got me like invested like in wanting to do this. So I was like, oh, like yeah, I'm down. I would love to do an interview. So yeah, I
Yeah.
check my DMs really often. I think my requested ones more often than my actual DMs.
Yeah, I think that's bad, but
I mean, because yes, definitely. Because my normal DMs, I I get not a lot, but like if I get a few, then a lot of them like start going down. So I have to answer them constantly. But it's really curious when it says request and a little number and you just
this
want to
is
see.
the first interview you've ever done.
Yes,
I hope you do a lot more though.
I would love to. Yes, for sure. I feel like, but it was a great interview. Like it's my
It was
first one, but it was
great.
great. It was amazing. Thank you so,
This,
so much.
I think this is the 15th. Yeah,
I
I
have
think
to
this
I
is
have
the
to do
fourth.
like a marathon of all your interviews.
You're gonna watch them.
I have to watch them all.
God. The
It's
ones,
gonna
the
take
early
me like a
ones.
whole day.
Okay, the early ones I was really, yeah, this is like actors, the early movies. Don't watch the early movies. Watch it.
I'm a newbie in a lot of stuff right now. So I'm a newbie like in like an influencer. Like I'm still learning how to.
My favorite interview is the one I did with Javier Quirós. That guy, oh my god, I'll have to turn that light on. It seems like it is freaking 5 p.m. and it is so dark. Okay, wait. Okay, that guy, he's like the owner of a big car company here, right? But he has such an interesting story because he wanted to be a pilot. Like that's what he wanted to do, and he get offered a job by BMW to be a professional driver, racing driver in Germany, and he rejected it. And all his life, he just wanted to be a racing driver. Like imagine you get to that point where you reject your dream. Like I don't think like that was really interesting. His dad founded a company, but his dad passed away quite. He was like in university, and his dad passed away like this, and he had to take over the company, and the company went to shit. Then after the company went to shit, he kind of took care of it, and then it went really good. After going really good, he he say it. I was gonna say he bought a guy, but no, he didn't buy a guy. He
Hired?
no,
Hired?
the other way. What's the other
He
thing
got
that's
hired?
yeah, he hired a guy that was kind of crazy, and he fucked up the company for like 2 years, and they said they were gonna fire him, but actually the crazy guy, he did he made the enterprise go boom, and he's a really interesting guy. I think you should watch that. If
I'm
you want to
watching
watch one, watch that.
I'm watching that one first. Okay. I'll
And
play him while I study.
he has the best office I've ever seen in my whole life. He has a car floating in his office. A
Oh,
racing car though, not any car, a racing car. And when I came to the office, I was like, wow! And he had all his helmets from where he was a racing driver. And he has like the biggest TV I've ever seen in my life. And that was his office. I want to have an office like that when I grow up.
me too, but with fashion stuff. But that's really cool. I'll watch that one for sure.
Yeah.
See, like that is something you can change. The way you sell ideas is so interesting. Like you convince people so easily, and that's amazing.
Thank you. So I'm a good seller, you think?
What, you're a good seller?
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah. I like. Well, I think selling. It's well, not no selling. No, that sounds really bad. I love talking right now because talking is the way humans communicate stuff. So if a guy has really good communication skills, he's gonna be good at a lot of things.
For
Like
sure.
Warren Buffett, the richest Wall Street um, guy ever, right? He says at college, um, that you don't learn shit from college. And if you just learn to communicate better from college, that would be way, way better than if you went those 4 years and learned all that shit that's not gonna help you at all when you actually
Yeah.
work. So I took that really personal. That's, and yeah, today I love talking, and I think communicating is one of the most valuable skills a human can have. So yeah, that's
I think
why
it's the most valuable one.
you do.
Yeah, I think it's the
Wow.
key to every relationship, communicating, every connection.
It is indeed. And yeah. Well, Valeria, like 2 hours long. This is fucked
I know,
up.
it's crazy.
This is really bad. But okay, it was lovely talking to you. And remember, probably people are still gonna talk shit about you or behind your back. But you know, that means that you're doing something good. It means that you're standing for yourself. And that means you're growing. So don't pay attention for that, please, because I know you can get really, really far away in life. And I'm really glad to do your first interview, because in some years, you probably don't realize it, but in some years, I know you're gonna have store some crazy shit like that. And in some years, you're gonna say, "Hey, I did her first interview," and I'm really
Yeah.
so.
Or actually the same thing like around. I'm gonna be like, I did my first interview with this guy and look at where he is right now. It's gonna be
Yeah.
crazy. We're gonna go really far. And thank you for having me. Like I'm really flattered, as I said before. And this was amazing. And if you ever need something, you can talk to me. We're friends now. We can go get pizza with pineapple.
Wow.
But really, thank you. Thank you. I
Wait, we
really appreciate
can. I'll drive you around in my Aston Martin. How do you feel about that? That's
it. For
right.
sure.
Okay. Well, Valeria, sadly, I have to end this because time is a thing, and we cannot talk for 10 hours.
Okay,
But
go walk your dog.
have
Have
a
a good
beautiful
day.
night, girl. Peace out.
Thank
Bye.
you. You too. Bye.